NCIS, Tony and Ziva, what we know so far about the streaming spin-off. It's about time we saw these two crazy kids back together. Tony DiNozzo was one of NCIS' first leading characters, being introduced with Leroy Jethro Gibbs, Sciuto and Ducky Mallard in the two JAG episodes that functioned as the show's backdoor pilot. Following the death of Sasha Alexander's Caitlin Todd in the NCIS Season 2 final, Ziva David was introduced at the start of Season 3 and took her place on the team. For the next 8 years, these two solved crimes together for the Naval Criminal Investigate Service and developed a will they, won't they romantic tension, leading to fans shipping them together as Tiva. It's been a long time since either of these characters were key players in the NCIS universe, but that will soon change. It was announced in February 2024 that a streaming spin-off focused on Tony and Ziva was in the works, and 3 months later, it was appropriately titled NCIS, Tony and Ziva. Here are the big things we know about this upcoming TV show so far. Although NCIS, Tony and Ziva does not have a premiere date yet, it's safe to assume until it won't arrive until 2025. Production isn't scheduled to begin until later this summer, meaning the chances of it being ready to drop into the 2024 TV schedule are slim. As for when it would specifically be released in 2025, spring or summer would be the most logical choices. After faking her death and spending years in hiding, NCIS Season 17 saw Ziva finally becoming a free woman again after the woman who'd been targeting her was killed. After that mess was cleaned up, Ziva traveled to Paris to reunite with Tony and their daughter Tali. That's where viewers will find them when NCIS, Tony and Ziva starts. Unfortunately, it won't take long for their lives to become a lot more complicated. After Tony's security company is attacked, he and Ziva must go on the run across Europe to figure out who's after them and, as stated in the official synopsis, maybe even learn to trust each other again so that they can finally have their unconventional happily ever after. It would be bizarre if NCIS, Tony and Ziva didn't star the two actors who originally played the roles, but we don't have to worry about experiencing such an odd twist. Michael Weatherly and Cote de Pablo will respectively reprise Tony DiNozzo and Ziva David, marking the first time these characters have been on screen together since the NCIS Season 11 episode Past, Present, and Future, which aired on October 1, 2013. That was de Pablo's last episode as a series regular, and Weatherly exited the main cast in the Season 13 final, Family First. After being presumed dead at the end of Season 13, Ziva made a surprise appearance in the Season 16 final, Daughters, and went on to recur throughout Season 17. Tony briefly popped back up again in the Season 21 episode, The Stories We Leave Behind, to attend the memorial service for Ducky Mallard. It's been teased that Cote de Pablo might appear on NCIS again in the near future, though it's hard to say if this would help set up NCIS, Tony and Ziva in any way. When Tony learned about Tali's existence in the NCIS Season 13 final, she was just a toddler. When NCIS Tony and Ziva begins, she'll be a preteen, and Michael Weatherly has confirmed she'll play an important role in the spin-off. The actor said at the Monte Carlo TV festival, via Deadline, that every choice the title characters have to make in their adventure, their child is first and foremost in the front of their mind. What hasn't been cleared up yet is if Tali will join her parents on the run or if she'll be followed along with in a different location. Additionally, details about brand new characters starring in NCIS, Tony and Ziva have been shared. According to TV Line, British nanny/bodyguard role, a Russian hacker extraordinaire, and a French Interpol liaison. Presumably, the nanny/bodyguard will be the person protecting Tali, but there's been no clarification about if those latter two characters will be allies or enemies to the main protagonists. Unlike all the other NCIS shows that come before it, including the Gibbs-centric prequel NCIS Origins, NCIS Tony and Ziva will not air on CBS. Instead, it will be exclusive to watch with a Paramount Plus subscription, the same streaming home where the other shows can be accessed. While speaking with Vulture, George Cheeks, the president and CEO of CBS and chief content officer for news and sports at Paramount Plus, said the reason NCIS, Tony and Ziva is being sent straight to Paramount Plus rather than airing on CBS first boiled down to two reasons. 1. It felt more like a serialized streaming show, and 2. It's an example of us trying to expand the aperture of NCIS, like what was done with Criminal Minds. Evolution. In March 2024, Deadline asked CBS Studios president David Staff if there was a possibility if other NCIS characters could appear alongside Michael Weatherly and Cote DePablo in NCIS, Tony and Ziva. And he responded, "In all honesty, as it's designed now, no, but never say never." So don't expect any special NCIS appearances in the spin-off during this inaugural season. Still, depending on how long the spin-off lasts, maybe there will come an opportunity for folks like Mark Harmon, Sean Murray, Brian Diedson, or Rocky Carroll to stop by. Polly Perrette reprising Abby Sciuto seems less likely since she retired from acting. DePablo also expressed interest in having Rudolph Martin reprise Ari Haswari, Ziva's late half-brother, as a ghost or hallucination. As more major details about NCIS, Tony and Ziva are shared with the public, we'll add them here alongside our other coverage. Until then, look over the best Paramount Plus shows that can be streamed now. The Tony and Ziva spin-off could feature one beloved NCIS character, and here's how. SUMARY. NCIS spin-off Tony and Ziva to explore couples' life on the run with daughter, revealing more about beloved characters. NCIS cast members like Diedson and Murray express interest in appearing in Tony and Ziva spin-off cameos. Palmer could appear in Tony and Ziva spin-off as a medical examiner or friend, connecting show to current NCIS season. A recent interview has revealed the chance of one NCIS character appearing in the upcoming NCIS, Tony and Ziva. The spin-off will follow Tony DiNozzo and Ziva David, played by Michael Weatherly and Cote DePablo respectively, and their lives as a couple on the run with their young daughter, Tali. The spin-off is set to reveal more about one of the most beloved couples in NCIS history. Alongside the ongoing preparation of NCIS, Tony and Ziva, NCIS Season 22 is also currently in production, highlighting that the future of the franchise is secure and that other NCIS stories are being carefully considered. While most of the NCIS spin-off's plot has been kept confidential so far, further main characters for the show have been revealed in a recent NCIS casting update. Production on the new Tony and Ziva spin-off is currently underway, and there have been rumors that several past and present NCIS teammates may also appear on the show. One current cast member has even revealed their interest in reappearing alongside their co-stars, Weatherly and DePablo. Brian Diedson shares his opinion on appearing in the series. Brian Diedson is open to appear as Jimmy Palmer. Brian Diedson, who plays the NCIS medical examiner Dr. Jimmy Palmer, recently announced his support for appearing in a cameo on NCIS, Tony and Ziva. While the show won't follow the typical NCIS police procedural format, Diedson shared his interest in the spin-off with Hello Magazine at the 63rd Monte Carlo Television Festival last weekend. As he explained in his interview, "It sounds very atypical for NCIS as far as the storytelling because it won't be a case of the week type of show. That said, if they say, hey, we need Jimmy Palmer on a plasma screen at any point, I'd say hell yes, that'd be fun. I'd do that in a heartbeat." Diedson is not the first NCIS cast member to be interested in appearing on the show. A few months ago, Sean Murray, who plays Timothy McGee, announced that he is also open to appearing in a cameo in the Tony and Ziva spin-off. While both Diedson and Murray are set to feature in NCIS Season 22, NCIS has been known to use crossover episodes to unite characters from different NCIS spin-offs. And given Diedson's response to the spin-off and his promising update for Season 22, it seems like Palmer will remain part of the NCIS universe for a long time. Jimmy Palmer's role in the Tony and Ziva spin-off. Palmer could appear as a medical examiner or as a friend. Given his medical expertise and history of working with NCIS, Palmer could appear in NCIS. Tony and Ziva in an official forensic role. The spin-off will take place in Europe, but having Palmer travel to Tony and Ziva or even using video or phone calls is a likely possibility if a cameo were to take place. By having Palmer appear in an official role, the spin-off would also be further connected to the current cast and season of NCIS, making the show less isolated from the rest of the franchise. Another possibility is that Palmer could appear on the show as a friend to both Tony and Ziva. The three cast members had believable chemistry when they worked together in previous seasons of NCIS. While brief, a Jimmy Palmer cameo could reiterate the friendship between the former colleagues. It would also help add some familiarity to the show, as NCIS, Tony and Ziva is already planning on introducing some exciting NCIS firsts, like diverting from the typical NCIS episode format.